How to log Spring 5 web client call. This follows the same teaching style as your earlier Spring Boot topic. Introduction. In Spring Boot applications using Spring WebFlux, HTTP calls are often made using WebClient. Unlike the older REST template, WebClient is non-blocking and reactive. However, developers often face a challenge. How do we log request and response details of a web client call? For example, you may want to log request URL, HTTP method, headers, request body, response status, response body, errors. This is especially important for debugging API issues, monitoring external calls, troubleshooting failures, auditing requests. This topic helps learners understand how web client works different ways to log requests responses, how to use filters, how to log body safely, best practices. This is a very practical Spring WebFlux concept. What does logging web client call mean? It means capturing details of HTTP requests and responses made using web client. In simple terms, web client call means log request, means log response, means debug easily. Example concept. App calls API means logs request, means logs response, means helps debugging. Why this is important? Without logging, debugging becomes difficult. Failures are hard to trace. Request details are unknown. Response issues are unclear. Example concept. No logs means no visibility, means hard troubleshooting. Basic web client example. Web client equals webclient.create. String response equals webclient.get. .uri https.example.com data. Retrieve body to mono. String class block. This works, but logs nothing by default. Method 1. Enable reactor netty logging. Quick way. Spring Web Client uses reactor netty by default. Enable logging. Logging.level reactor.netty.http.client equals debug. Logging.level.org.springframework.web.reactive.function.client equals debug. Example concept. Internal HTTP client logs, request, response details. What you get. Request line, headers, response status, limitation. Body is not fully logged. Logs may be hard to read. Method 2. Using ExchangeFilterFunction. Best approach. This is the most recommended way. Logging, request. Private ExchangeFilterFunction, log request. Return ExchangeFilterFunction of auth request processor, client request. Systemout.println, request plus client request method plus client request.url. Client request headers.forEach, name values. Values.forEach value. Systemout.println name plus value. And return monojust client request. End. Logging response. Private ExchangeFilterFunction, log response. Return ExchangeFilterFunction of response processor client response. Out println response status plus. Client response status code. Client response headers. As HTTP headers. For each name values. Values.forEach. Value.println name plus value. Return monojust client response. Apply filters. WebClient equals webclient.builder. .filter log request. .filter log response. Request means filter logs request, means API call means filter logs response. Method 3. Logging request and response body. Logging body is more complex because web client is reactive. Example web client get. URI. https://api.example.com/data. Retrieve. Body to mono string.class. Do on next body. System out println response body plus body. Block. Response received means body consumed means logged. Important warning. Body can be consumed only once. If you log it incorrectly, you may break the stream. Method 4. Using .exchange to mono webclient.get. URI https://example.com.data. Exchange to mono response. System.out.println status is response.status code. Return response.bodytomono.string.class. do on next body to mono.body, block. Instead of system.out, use private static final logger log equals logger factory get logger myClass.class. Example: log.info request.url. Example concept. Proper logging means better control, means production ready. Method 6. Enable wiretap. Advanced. HTTP client equals HTTP client.create.wiretap true. Web client equals web client.builder client connector new reactor client HTTP connector HTTP client build with logging level logging.level.reactor.netty equals debug. What you get: full request response details, low-level network logs. Limitation: very verbose, not recommended for production. 4. Post. Web client.post.uri API body value request body do on subscribe log.info sending request body. Example concept. Log request before sending. Logging errors. Web client.get URI API retrieve body to mono string class do on error.log error. Example full setup. Web client.webClient equals web client.builder filter log request filter log response build. Best practices include: use ExchangeFilterFunction for logging. Log only necessary fields. Avoid logging sensitive data. Avoid logging large payloads in production. Use logging framework SLF4J. Enable debug logs only when needed. Example concept. Balanced logging means good debugging plus good performance. Common mistakes. 1. Using system.out.println. Not suitable for production. 2. Logging body incorrectly. May break reactive stream. 3. Logging sensitive data, passwords, tokens, etc. 4. Enabling debug logs in production can affect performance. 5. Ignoring error logging. Missed failures. Advantages: better debugging, improved observability, easier troubleshooting, visibility into external APIs, better monitoring. Challenges: reactive complexity, body logging, difficulty, performance impact, avoiding duplicate consumption. Concepts learned in this topic. How web client works. How to log requests and responses. How to use filters. How to log bodies safely. How to handle errors. Simple definition. Logging web client call. Capturing request and response details of HTTP calls made using Spring Web Client. Final summary. To log web client calls, the best approach is: use filters. Web client builder. Filter log request. Filter log response. Build. Enable debug logging if needed. Logging.level.reactor.netty equals debug. Log response body carefully using reactive operators. Key ideas. Web client is reactive, means logging must respect stream behavior. Filters are the best method. Avoid consuming body multiple times. Use proper logging practices. Once you understand this, you can effectively debug and monitor web client calls.